Discovery questions are the key to success when it comes to closing sales deals. They help you make meetings productive, and they help you focus your time as a sales professional. I'm going to show you the 4 areas where you need to focus your questions before you ever meet with a prospect on this episode of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. Hi, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and today we're talking about discovery questions. We're talking about the questions you need to ask to determine whether a prospect will be a client just like your ideal client. I'm going to show you the 4 areas you have to focus on to make certain your prospect is ideal. And then I'm going to give you a bonus tip at the end. That's right, don't forget, there's a bonus tip all the way at the end of this video that will help you, especially if you're a professional, if you're a lawyer, a CPA, an architect, a insurance sales professional, a small business owner. The bonus tip is going to help you make all the difference in not wasting your time with people who can't do business with you. That's the real key. Discovery questions help you focus in on what your client is all about and how you can determine if your prospect is just like your ideal client. It doesn't make any sense for you to go after prospects who are just okay, because the time that it takes to service a prospect who turns out to be a client that is less than ideal is nowhere near as important. It takes the same amount of time to service a great client as it does to service a so-so client. So let's find out whether your prospect has exactly what it takes to be a great client up front. Okay, the first area you need to focus on to determine whether or not your prospect is like your ideal client is the problem they have for you to solve. It doesn't matter if you sell products, services, or if you're a professional. People come to you because they want you to solve a problem for them. When you first talk to a prospect on the phone, you got to figure out if they have a problem you can solve. And the way to do that is simply to ask them. Here's what I do. I sit back when somebody calls me on the phone and I say to them, tell me why we're speaking. What were you hoping I could do for you? That question is money in the bank. What are you hoping I could do for you? I mean, if you want me to wave a magic wand and make you smart, sexy, thin, and rich, I can't do that. But if you're looking for help with sales advice, I'm the guy. I'm glad you called me. So I want to know exactly what they're hoping I can do for them. That's the question I ask up front. I ask it first thing. When I walk into a meeting, if I've set up the meeting, I walk into the meeting, I walk in and I say, okay, why are we here? What are you hoping I can do for you? What are you looking to accomplish today in the meeting? And with a prospective relationship, what do you want to get out of this? So that's the first question, getting to the problem they want solved. The second question, can they make a decision? The people who have the greatest discussions with you usually aren't decision makers. The people who have the longest discussions with you usually aren't decision makers. Decision makers focus on what you can do for them, and they focus on the value they're going to receive. So what I like to say is, okay, now that we've talked about the problem and we're both in agreement that I can help you with this problem, let's talk about who we need to involve in this conversation. Are you the only person who will be making the decision on this? Who else do we need to get involved here? Very straightforward, very direct. If you feel like your prospect is going to be insulted by this question, you're talking to the wrong person, because the person who's the decision maker will say, I'm the owner of the company, I own the company 100%, I'm the person who makes the decision. Or the person will say, well, we've got a committee and we present before a committee. You need to know where you stand. You need to be talking to decision makers. Don't waste your time with other people unless you're doing it to advance the sales process. Who's the decision maker? That's the second area these discovery questions are going to be valuable. The third place the discovery questions will be valuable is in finding the money. You can't do business with people who can't pay for it. Simple as that. And salespeople who are shy about asking this make a lot of mistakes. And salespeople who don't like to ask about the money up front are people who waste a lot of time. I ask about the money right up front. In fact, the bonus tip that I'm going to share with you at the end of our time together today, that bonus tip is all about the money. So here's how you ask about the money up front. I understand you have this problem. We agree that I can help you solve this problem. You told me that we were in the right place as far as a decision. You're the person who determines whether or not this problem gets solved now. You're the decision maker. Let's talk about resources. What resources do you have set aside to solve this problem? And the resources, by the way, are going to be time, money, and people that we can use to help us achieve our goals. So I need to know how much time you're going to dedicate to this, how much money you have set aside, and I need to know about the people you're going to provide me to help you achieve the goals. Let's talk about those resources now. And then the one you're really concerned about, obviously, is the money up front. So they're going to go back and forth and say, well, we need to know how much this costs first. You say, no, I don't play that game. I need to know what your budget is because I'm going to provide you with a return on investment based upon the investment you need to make. So I could tell you what investment I think you need to make, but you may not be ready for all the value I'm going to provide there. Let's talk about your budget and let's see what we can do within your budget range. Very upfront, very frank, very candid. Talk about the money up front, fight about the money up front, don't leave it till the end. The fourth area you need to focus on with your discovery questions is urgency. You got to find out if they want to solve this problem now. They may have had this problem for 20 years. They may not want to solve it for another 5 years, but they want to put it in their long-range projections. Here's what you do to determine urgency. You simply say, why haven't you solved this problem already? Or why is now the right time to focus on this? You could have focused on it last year, last month. Why do you want to solve this now? And then when they tell you why, you say, so you're ready to move forward with this today? If I wrote a proposal, sent it over, and we agreed you'd do this today? Up front, very direct, ask those questions. So those are the 4 areas your discovery questions will help you uncover. You need to discover all of those things before you ever get into a conversation about specifics of your product or your service. Here's the bonus area. You ready? This is the bonus area. If you're in professional services, even if you're an expert in product delivery, you want to charge for your consultation. When someone calls you up and they say, hey, we need you to come over, we need you to talk to our board of directors, we have this problem, we're hoping you can solve it, you say, I'm happy to come over and do that. Here's the thing, I'm an expert in this area, I'm going to give you advice in this area. That advice is valuable. For that, there's going to be a $500 consultation fee. There's going to be a $1,000 consultation fee. If someone invests in a consultation with you, they are 50% more likely to do business with you. Why? Because they've made an investment in you. They've invested in you emotionally and they've invested in you financially. The dollar amount of that investment is nowhere near as important as the investment itself. So $500 is fine. If it's like a $50,000 or $100,000 engagement, $500 is perfectly adequate. If you're talking about an engagement that could be $10 or $20 million, you're doing a 5-year study on the effectiveness of a pharmaceutical drug, they need to invest $1,500, $2,000 for your scientists to come over and do a consultation with them. My point to you is this. People who invest up front already have demonstrated that they value your expertise. They will pay you over the long term. Here's what you need to take away from this. If you're a lawyer or you're a CPA or you're even a financial advisor, like a financial advisor to the affluent, a high-end financial advisor, you should never, ever do a free consultation. I will say that again. Never, ever do a free consultation. Always have people invest in your consultation up front. That is a demonstration of the value they perceive you providing, and it sets the table perfectly for what is to come. That's your bonus tip. I'm Dave Lorenzo, and I'm here every day with a great opportunity for you to grow sales. Make sure you come back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. for another edition of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. For now, I want you to go here and watch this video, right? This video is so important. You need to go watch this right now. This is the video that will help you take your sales to the next level. Click on this right now. Go. Do it.